We interact with them every day, if not their larger counterparts, then on the phones within our pockets. The electronic display plays an important part in modern society. Many people, though, don't understand the differences between the different types of screens, from plasma and LCD to LED and newer technologies. To best understand the electronic display, we need to look at its history. This started out in the mid-19th century with the development of the cathode ray tube. By 1931, it had been developed into a commercially viable product. And by 1954, it was available in color. The cathode ray tube works by creating an electron beam that is shot through coils of wire that create magnetic fields which direct it across the screen. The electron beam hits the screen where there are different phosphors that light up with the electrons. It was originally developed as only a black and white screen, but it was developed into color by adding 2 more electron beams that hit red, blue, or green subpixels. These created the color screens as we know them today. CRTs were great since they were cheap and they produced a great image quality for the time. But they have plenty of disadvantages though with their bulky size and weight, and they are prone to image distortion. With the development of the plasma and LCD screen, their demise was inevitable. First released in the 1990s, the plasma display was a great improvement, producing much better images. Plasma television works by having an array of cells containing phosphor gases. These are sandwiched between electrodes, and when current flows through the electrodes, electrons flow through the gas, and the electrons excite the gas, which causes them to release light in either blue, red, or green colors. Blue, red, and green is important since it makes up all the different, every different color of visible light. Plasma displays were great because of their image quality and producing deeper blacks than a CRT. They did have plenty of disadvantages though, prone to pixels occasionally burning out, not very energy efficient, they were heavy, and they were very delicate to move around. Coming out around the same time as the plasma was the LCD TV. And while the plasma has slowly died out, the LCD continues to play an important role in the modern market. The LCD actually started to be seen a little bit before the plasma in the 1970s, but was used in electronic displays of watches. The LCD works in a very unique way, utilizing liquid crystals, which have both the properties of solids and liquids. It has the crystalline structure of a solid, but the fluidity of a liquid. Another interesting trait is that when a current flows through them, they can actually rotate light. This is important in the LCD display. An LCD utilizes 2 polarizing filters set at 90 degrees from each other. This prevents any light from flowing through them. But when the light flows through the liquid crystal, it rotates, and when the current flows through, it affects this, allowing light to flow through or blocking it. In watches, it has a mirror in the back, which reflects light, and you get the black and white color. But in the modern LCD TVs, it has a white fluorescent backlight, and also has a lot smaller size, and they flow through red, blue, and green filters to create light. Another type of technology similar to this is the LED. The LED is actually very similar to the LCD, but utilizes white LED backlight. Another way LED is utilized is it also can be utilized on an edge-lit screen, creating a thinner TV. LCD displays are great because they have a longer operating life, use less energy, and have higher pixel counts and can be used in large sizes and for a reasonable price. They do have some disabilities though, such as their lower contrast ratios, since light can still get through the polarizing lenses. And they don't have the range of colors that plasma has. LCD and LED TVs are still the most popular, but there are a couple of newer technologies that are coming out that hope to lead us into the future. One of the newer technologies is the OLED TV. OLED, or organic light emitting diode, uses LEDs to create the light and not filters. So you have red, blue, and green OLED. An OLED works by having advanced material that, when a current is passed through it, emits colored light, depending on the kind of material used. OLEDs are great, but they are mostly seen in smaller devices, like my phone. But there are some larger TVs available. The problem is these larger TVs are extremely expensive. This is offset, though, by the great colors they produce, with very deep blacks and vibrant arrays of color. A newer type of display is a quantum dot, which is very similar to the LCD. Quantum dots utilizes a blue LED backlight and red and green quantum dots. The quantum dot is a chemical that absorbs higher energy light, such as blue, and emits lower energy green or red light. This is important because quantum dots will always release the same wavelength of light and never fade out over time. They also are cheaper to introduce into the manufacturing process than OLED. This product still has some of the disadvantages of LCD displays though, but it is a cheaper alternative to OLED TVs. While many people may not know the differences of the different television styles, there are many important traits amongst all the different TVs that people should keep in mind if they're ever looking for a new one. The older CRTs are no longer on the market due to their heavy weights and smaller screen sizes. The plasma display is also fading out due to its expensive manufacturing process. LCD and LED TVs are still an important part of television market and will probably be for some time. But there's always hope that the new products will become cheaper and more readily available. So the next time you're looking for a new TV or phone, remember some of these and marvel at the science and technology that is behind something as common as the electronic display.